Hi everyone. Today I'm speaking with Alejandro. Now, Alejandro has realized from a young age that being an entrepreneur is really his thing because he doesn't like to work for a boss. He's also going to teach us a little bit about Instagram and how you can build up your following really, really fast. So stay tuned and have some fun with us. Are you thinking of becoming an entrepreneur, but you're not exactly sure if that is for you? Or you have tried a few times, but you have failed? Or maybe you are currently on your journey, but you're not exactly sure you're taking the right path and if you're doing the right things? Follow along on this podcast where I will be sharing my entrepreneurial journey with you all. I will be sharing my successes, my failures, and also my challenges. The best part is I will also be interviewing fellow entrepreneurs that will be sharing their stories and their successes. This is my podcast, Entrepreneurial Journey, and I am Joy Nicholson. Hi everyone. As you guys know, I've started this podcast to share my entrepreneurial journey with you all. And I thought what better way to do this than to interview fellow entrepreneurs. And today I am interviewing Alejandro. He is from Washington in the US, and he is going to tell us a little bit about Instagram and his obviously his entrepreneurial journey. But most importantly, he's going to teach us a little bit about Instagram, and he went from 1,000 followers to 2,500 followers in less than 3 weeks. So he's going to tell us a little bit about that. Hello, Alejandro.
Hey, what's up, Joy? How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. It's just another amazing day, and just conquering each day.
That is true. It's always good to wake up with a positive spirit and, start the day on a positive note. So I'm going to jump a little bit into the questions. So if you don't mind, just telling people a little bit about you, where you're from, where you live, what type of hobbies do you have, just a little bit so we can better understand you a little bit.
So my name is Alejandro Sandoval. I was born in Bakersfield, California. So I'm actually far away from home.
Yeah.
And so a little background about me. When I was younger, I was actually never into entrepreneurship, but there was always something that was always there, like that just attracted my attention to it. Because when I was a little kid, I'm sure like we all have like seen like something where something just sticks in our minds as we get older. So I was watching this one episode of SpongeBob. It's a true story. And then, so there was an episode where Squidward had a magazine about entrepreneurship, and that word just stood out to me. I'm just like, what's that? And then I'm following along with the episode, and then SpongeBob asks, what's an entrepreneur? And he says, it's someone that sells things that people want to buy, and he services them in some sort of way. So as a kid, I'm like, oh, okay. And as I got older, I slowly realized that I was always an entrepreneur. I just never realized it because, so my first job, I guess job if you were to consider, I used to sell the newspaper from door to door. I would knock on people's doors and just make commission. So I got paid every weekend. For being like 13 years old, I got paid like $100 every week. So that's
awesome.
Like, yeah, that's not that bad for being 13.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then when I was 15 years old in high school, then I started selling candy, soda, like water bottles. I was out before lunch. So I was always making money. And then something I'm not very proud of, but I used to smoke pot, not anymore. That was when I was younger. And then I used to also sell some to my friends in school, but I was still working for myself and making money. So I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then once I had my first job, which was working at a pizza place, I was working and I'm like, man, like, why am I working here so long? Why am I not getting enough money? Like, why am I working so hard and still struggling? That's where I realized that a job is really not meant for me. And as a kid, I also saw my mom struggle a lot. So when she struggled, like, I didn't know what this meant as a kid, but I had this irrational fear, or this fear in my head that I would be who I am today. I would make 15, 16 a month. I would be stressing out. I would be very unhappy because that's exactly what I saw with my mom, and that image came to my head as me as an adult right now. So, and the reason why I got started into entrepreneurship, because I knew that if I didn't make a change, then my fear was going to become a reality. And something what I've learned in life is that nothing happens to me, it happens because of me. Like your situations where you are, it's all based on you. It's on your habits, on what you're feeding into your brain, who you hang out with, what you do with your time. There's a lot of people that don't understand that the smallest things make the biggest difference. There's a book I love, it's called The Compound Effect. All the small things you do will create a big effect. And also with the law of motion, like once something's in motion, it's hard to have it stop. And that's what I realized, like that's the biggest thing. So I knew if I did not change that, my fear was going to become real. And that's where I decided I had to do entrepreneurship, because I love to travel. I love to have free time. I love to have money. A job can provide that. A job, if I were to tell them, hey, I'm going to go on vacation, I'm not getting paid. Or if I don't go and I'm getting paid, but I don't have the time. Like there's always something that I didn't have that fulfillment. I want all three. And one of my first mentors, he told me that money isn't everything, but everything is money. If you want entertainment, costs money. If you want to buy a book, costs money. If you want vacation, retirement, travel, anything you want costs money. So why not have an abundance of money? And I guess all what it is you have to change your mindset on who you are and what you're thinking, because I used to think that there's not enough money in the world to go around, and that there's a scarcity of this. And the more I started realizing, and started listening to people like Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, Brian Carruthers, there's an abundance of money in the world. And I can say this for a fact, because for those of you guys that follow baseball, there's a team called the LA Angels. Their pitcher just got a contract for $430 million. So
that's crazy.
Exactly. So if one man can get paid $430 million, that tells me there's an abundance of money in the world. If you go to the ocean, right, and if you take 10 buckets of water from the ocean, you take that to your house, will anybody know that you took 10 buckets of water? No, because there's an abundance of water. So that's what I feel like. That's why I started to learn more about money. I started learning about entrepreneurship. I started learning because all these things are synced in with each other. And there's always something that I don't know that I need to know. So that's why I also learned from Eric Worre is that you want to be an active student, because either we're getting ripe or we're getting rotten. So it's one or the other. There's no in between. So, and that's where I have so many books. I listen to audio tapes, audibles. I'm always looking for the best information. So, yeah.
What platforms do you use to get all your information from?
So I use the Audible app. I use Google, because you can look up anything on Google.
Yes.
I also use YouTube, because there's many great things on YouTube. I also have Grant Cardone University. There's so many platforms. I also use Network Marketing Pro by Eric Worre. There's so many different things that I've spent money into that they're paying me back in return. So it's an investment, and some people always will complain about pricing, but it's really worth what you're learning, because you're learning assets, you're working on your brain, and your brain is your most biggest asset that you can have. And if I can keep feeding my brain, I will be 100% happy. So.
And that is exactly true. And it's every entrepreneur, I've never heard about, and I don't know about you, but I've never heard about any entrepreneur that does not spend at least 2 hours a day learning new things or improving on what they already know. It's an ongoing process. Once you decided to become an entrepreneur, that's it. The learning never stops.
Oh, exactly. Because like I said, there's always something that I don't know that I'm like, man, I have to know this. And then once I learned this, I'm like, wait, there's this that leads to this. I'm like, oh, I have to learn that too. And then, there's so many possibilities. And Like, that's why I love what Robert Kiyosaki is you have to work on your financial genius.
Yes. Yes. And all the people you mentioned, like I would recommend to anybody listening to this podcast to go and check these people out, because that's the same type of people that I'm following, and I'm, listening to their podcasts and their, their YouTube videos, etc. Because they are really, really very good people to listen to. So your business at the moment, what are you currently in? Are you in affiliation marketing? What exactly do you do? How do you make money?
So what I do to make money, I actually do two things. And the first thing I do, I trade Forex, which is short for the foreign exchange market. I'm pretty much exchanging currencies online. Like, for example, if I'm in the US and if I go to Mexico, what's the very first thing I'm going to need? It's money. So you exchange the value of the currency, and the price of the value will go up and down. And that is having to be financially intelligent, learning how to read the markets, numbers, and all that stuff. The second thing that I do, I also work with a company called Enagic. They're a Japanese company based out of Japan. They make this very healthy magic water. And
there you go.
Right there, exactly.
There you go.
See?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If you're not on this water, man, like, you have to wake up. But so and since I've invested into this machine, I have never once spent a penny on water. And just like I said, with the whole compound effect, because I was spending like $140 on alkaline water, and I was buying gallons of water. So I was drinking like a gallon or two a day. So yeah, I was spending a lot of money because I'm a very high believer in you get what you pay for. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm being very healthy, and then realize all the money I was spending, I would actually buy like 10 Kangen water machines in the life expectancy of one machine. So I'm like, okay, it's obviously a no-brainer. I'm going to drink water forever, have good or bad. It's like, it's a no-brainer. And so I love blessing other people because I've seen it. Like, I'm not making any health claims, but I've seen it help, and I'm sure you've seen it help people with things like diabetes, acidic reflux, cancer, migraines. Like, it truly is what you put to your body will make a huge impact on yourself. That's why always health for me was a big thing, because I come from a family where high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, all these health issues it's in my blood. And thankfully I don't have it. But if I don't take care of myself, then I will get it. And I would rather pay a little more on my health instead of trying to be cheap and save, because in the long run, my medical bills are going to be so much more expensive. And that's like why I'm so excited about Enagic, because I knew if I didn't do Enagic and Forex, then I was not going to be successful, because it's more just like finding what suits you best, what makes you happy, and how you're impacting other people. Because I'm helping someone either on the financial side, because there's a lot of opportunity in Forex if you know what you're doing, and there's so much opportunity in Enagic as well. And it's in health and wealth, and it's just like, I'm surrounding myself with who I want to be, what I'm going to become, what I'm putting into my body, whether if it's drinking alkaline water, eating healthy food, listening to a podcast. Like, I'm always giving myself the best, because there's so much bad things out there in the world where it can poison someone's mind. So that's what I just try to do, is try to be as best as I can, and show that example for someone else. And that's what I do. And I'll be looking to maybe start a couple books, so that will become my third stream of income. But for now, that's just what I do right now, is Kangen water, and I trade Forex.
And you know what? You have to be passionate about something. And, this is the thing that I always tell, because I get quite a few messages on a weekly basis, and people will ask me, well, what do I sell? And my first question back would be, what are you passionate about? Because if you're not passionate about health and wealth, you're going to suck at it, and you're going to start off, maybe you're successful, sure. If you know how to, sell and position yourself as a salesperson, but then you're not going to keep on doing it because it's something you're not passionate about. And you
Yeah.
sound like you're very passionate about these two things, and that's obviously why you're being successful at it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're 100% right, because I used to be in the life insurance industry with a company called PHP. These guys are going to do amazing. They're going to be great, but it just wasn't for me. Like, I was just trying to sell it. And what I've learned is that when you're trying to sell something just to sell it, you're not going to be very successful at it because you're not very passionate. And for that reason is why people don't like salespeople, because when you're passionate about what you're representing and what you have, it won't feel like selling. And
Exactly.
here's the thing for me: if I wasn't in the eMagic business, if I wasn't selling Kangen water machines, then but I would still give out water to people because I believe in it so much. I would share it and talk about it, even though if I didn't sell it. That's what it means to be passionate. When you would have something and you'll do what you can but not get paid for it, like, that's passion. And that's not how I felt about life insurance. So, like, just when you said that, I'm like, man, you're so right. And I personally have 2 life insurance policies myself because it's peace of mind, and it's also being financially smart.
Exactly.
And
yes.
Yeah, so even though I'm not selling insurance, I have it myself, because if you're a business owner, if you're a sophisticated investor, if you're someone on the B and the I side, you must have insurance. And even if you're on the E and the S, you still need insurance. But it's like how we were educated and brought up. So some people don't have it because of reasons. But, like, yeah, just when you said that, right on the spot, because you have to be passionate about what you want out of life, because if not, then you're, like you say, you're just gonna play suck at it.
That is exactly it. So how do you advertise your businesses? Do you just do your Facebook platform? Do you do anything else? And while we did that, I'm assuming you're using Instagram. Can you tell people a little bit? Can you go to some Instagram stuff too?
Yeah, of course. So for me, I do both offline and online. I share water with people offline, and then what I do online is I use a platform called Stin Social. So pretty much what that is I can build my Instagram followers. I can pick pages of people that I want to be attracting, and then I'll be connecting with more other people that I want to target. Like, for example, I target people like Tony Robbins, TJ Dillashaw, who's a UFC fighter, Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, musicians, people that are into health and wellness. And so what it does, it's an algorithm that will get me connections with more and more people. So if you want, I actually can share my screen real quick, and I can actually show you how I'm building my network and how I'm attracting more attention. Can you see my screen, Joy?
Yes, I can see that. Yeah. And for the people that's going to listen to this podcast, I do recommend you go to the YouTube video so you can actually have a quick lesson on, Instagram. But we will definitely post the links on the bottom of this podcast. And obviously, you can just see it on YouTube.
Yeah, of course. So here is my Instagram for all of you guys that want to follow me. It's called Alejandro's Journey _. So before I had the Stim Social, which is right here, which I'll show you guys in a second, I had barely 1,000 followers, and I was following about maybe like 500, 600 people. Yeah. And then within 3 weeks, my account has grown to 2,671 followers. And I'm on the second to the fullest monthly payment on it. But what it is I'm paying for my network to grow, because the thing is, if you're in business, you need to have a software that's going to grow your social media if you're trying to build an explodable business. That's the great thing about eMagic and Forex, is that you can do this anywhere around the world. So if I can do this anywhere in the world, around the world, why not use social media to attract more people around the world and build my business? Yes. That's why people love to work at home. So now this is how much followers I've gained in less than 3 weeks.
That's crazy. I've got 100.
That's
amazing. That's really awesome.
I also had 100 as well, but the more you start to build your account, the more things that you do, you'll start to make that change. So what you want to have is a great profile picture. Like, here's my profile picture, like me with a suit, me when I was at the Grant Cardone 10X conference. Yes. You have to look who you want to be attracting, because you wouldn't want to do business with a person that has like doesn't have no profile picture, has like 50 followers, has that follows 5 people. Like, you want to be attracting good other sources. So here's what I have is I have a little bio about me and like something that intrigues people. So water technology, pro MMA fighter in the making, health is wealth, archery, seeking knowledge and truth, and anything. So with Instagram, there's these little stories. They're like things that I've done in the past where I leave them on my profile where people can see a bit about me so they can like know a little more about what I'm into. So for example, here's the MMA one, right?
Is it like little video clips?
Yes.
Is that what a story is? A little video clip?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a complete, just to put it out there for everybody listening to this, I'm a complete rookie to Instagram. I've only been on it for a few months, probably longer, but I haven't actually been engaging on it for very long. I think Facebook is my main platform. So this is a very good lesson for me too.
Yeah, so like now here's like cool. My books, right? This is what I've read so far in 2019.
Okay. Some good books, dude. Very good books that you've got there. Very, very good books.
This one, I absolutely love this book. The Quantum Leap.
Yep, very
good.
Power,
Good book. Human Connection. Trump, How to Get Rich. Awakening the Giant. Leaders Eat Last. Marketing Secrets. Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, like, so it's like when that's people awesome. See me, they'll just be like, wow. And
okay, so what you do then is that you just add these little stories then to the bottom of and then people can go and click that. So is that then part of your profile?
Yes. And so for my post, what I do is I will put a picture with a great caption, with a great story behind it, so I can attract more audience in here. So here's me when I was at the Grant Cardone conference. Oops, sorry, just clicked on the other one. So let me see my comments here. Yeah, so I believe this is my second or third time since I've been using this on my laptop. So let me look up my comments. I cannot. Okay, so.
But you can see how many people liked your post as well. And that's pretty cool engagement because, I mean, average, I see, because like I said, I've actually posted my first Instagram post yesterday for the first time in I think 3 or 4 months. So like I said, really? I'm really a rookie. Yes.
Okay,
and I actually did it because I'm in a group in Facebook and the guy encouraged us to do that. So that's the only reason I started back into it. And this is why the Instagram stuff is so fascinating. But what I've done now, I went through and I see the average amount of likes and comments that a person gets is about 20 to 50, and I'm talking people that have a lot of followers. So for you to get that almost 300, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, and so like what I do is I just post great content, great pictures. I also use filters like that I use to give my pictures good quality. So when I'm posting them, they're very high quality pictures, because what you want to do, you want to look very credible on social media and have a very nice business profile. Like here's this other picture I have when I was at a conference with my Enagic squad. I also do MMA, mixed martial arts. So my buddy, he actually got a bloody nose, but he said, "Hey, let's still take a great picture." I'm like, "All right, man, let's do it." So pretty much is I am attracting who I want to be attracting. And so even with my business, I won't have like pitches, but I'll have something that will click people's attention. So for example, this picture, when like someone will tell me, "Hey, why do you have all this water?" Like, what is this? Like, you want people reaching out to you.
Yes.
Let me see if I can load up my comments up in here. Yeah, I believe this is the second or third time that I've done it through here, but it's okay. But yeah.
Cool. Well, that's pretty awesome. I can see the filter being applied, so your pictures all look the same. You don't have this crazy bright picture and then this crazy dark picture. They all look the same, which is pretty good.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is that if you will be posting like many random pictures, then what's gonna happen is that you're gonna like be leaving people awfully confused, because like if like you're posting about like a few of my hobbies, I do archery, I play music, so I'll include that. I also train to fight. I have that. I have business, but so people know, oh, this guy's an archer. He does music. He travels. He's a businessman. He's a family man. But if you're just making random posts, then people are going to be confused. Like this is my old fight stuff, and I'm going to take you guys through like the back like of my very first days when I first started Instagram. So
was that when you were still a rookie and you weren't sure exactly what you were doing?
Yeah. So that's what I do, and that's how I attract more of my followers. And then this is my STEM dashboard. This is the software that I personally use, and this is all my followers. This is the content I'm getting. Here's my targets. Like, for example, I have 13 accounts. Like, and these are the ideal targets that it's going to give me and that I'm going to get. So like it will always connect me to people like this. And then you can use hashtags like success, quotes, motivation, forex, like all those hashtags that you put into your profile picture. Sorry, not your profile, but your post on your pictures. They attract more people. That's how you get more comments, because a hashtag will put your picture in a whole database of more people with that same hashtag. So if, for like example, this picture, the 10x, I will put hashtag travel, hashtag business, and it puts my hashtag in a big database of other people that have used that same hashtag. And that's how I'm also using to grow and build my business.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. And I see that you're on a pro version of this. I assume you do pay for this?
Yes, I only pay $40 a month, but it's worth it. If you're really looking to build your Instagram and make more business, then it's gonna really be worth it. Like, here are a couple of the plans: the Fast, Turbo, Extreme, Pro, and here's the Manage, which this is the next one I'm gonna get right here. And so it's pretty much you're investing into your business. Yes, this is going to give you more followers, but it's not going to have people instantly reach out and engage to you.
Yes.
With what STEM does, it can make an automated system. So meaning what that means is that when someone will follow you, the automated system will send that person a message saying, hey, like, Joey, nice to meet you. Thank you for the follow. My name's Alejandro. This is what I do. I'm passionate about this. Like, hey, by the way, what do you do? Like, that's just an example, but you can make an automated system. Yeah. So, because like for me, I get so many DMs where I have like 20 to 30 a day now, where it's like, it's hard to follow up everybody now. And I do my best to stay on top of it. But when you're using that STEM social software, then it gets to a point where like, then you start have to manage who you're talking to and all that stuff. But that is a good problem that you want to have, is too much people to talk to, you know?
Yes,
but
yeah,
that's what I use for my software, and it's been helping me out ever since. So I have more engagement, I have more likes, and the more followers you have and the more better profile picture you have with your post, you look more credible. And like I said, that's what you want. Would you rather do business with someone who's very unprofessional, doesn't look like they don't care about their appearance, or someone who's very entrepreneur, business, very serious, like, you know, like, it's the same thing with a mechanic or doctor. Would you go to a doctor who's first day on the job, or like he's been at this for 15 years and knows exactly what he's doing? So yeah,
that's true. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Now we've got a good understanding. That's really, really cool.
Okay, I'm going to stop my share.
That's a really good lesson. So for the guys listening to the podcast, I will put the YouTube link on the bottom. So please do go and check it out. Because Alejandro did share his screen, and I think it's a really good lesson. I have learned a lot, considering I'm like a complete Instagram rookie. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. That's awesome. So you mentioned before we started recording this podcast, you mentioned that you're into music and you are busy working on something. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so pretty much what I do, I play guitar, as you can see back there. I have a poster on it. Then right there you have my whole vision board.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so with my guitar, I've always been like I enjoyed music, and I got into playing guitar because I got introduced to heavy metal music, and I was introduced by it because so I've never seen a rocker or a metalhead until I got to high school, and then my math teacher, she sat all of us by last name alphabetically. So coincidentally, I sat in the middle between 6 different metalheads, and I'm like, so it's like my first time seeing these type of people, and I'm like, man, you guys are some weird but some really cool people. Like I truly like you guys, and so like these guys would bring their guitars, they'd be playing music with good solos. I'm like, oh, what's that? Okay, so it was more. I love the sound of the guitar. I love making music. I love how it sounds. Like everyone loves music, and even though I'm very business minded, I love music. I'm never gonna stop because I enjoy playing music the same as how I enjoy helping other people as well. It's just something that, like, when I play music, it brings happiness to my soul. Like I love playing the solos, and just when I close my eyes, I get into the music. So I'm like making my own stuff. If I release an album or something, that'd be great, but I'm looking to release a couple songs on Spotify because I'm making my own list of songs. Like I have lyrics in them. I have chords that I've made. I've also made like some guitar solos. So it's something that I'm slowly working on, but my business is a like very top priority right now. So that's what I'm more like working on.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. And if you have any advice to give to entrepreneurs starting out, because I know I've got a few friends that they want to become an entrepreneur, but they're sitting on the fence. They're not exactly sure it's for them. And so do you have any advice for them, becoming an entrepreneur and, what they should do? Do you have any advice that you can give them?
Yeah, so what I would say is that don't listen to what other people tell you, because if people tell you that you can't do this, it's not going to work, what they're basically saying is that, hey, I've done this, I can't do it, I don't believe in myself, so you shouldn't do it either. And
that's very true words.
Because one of my own best friends, when I used to start with life insurance, because before I became very business minded, I had to brainwash myself because I was influenced by my upbringing, which was always, there's no money, just get a job, be secure, get a 401k. Like that's how I was. To change my whole mindset, it was a lot of work. But that's something that I would tell them, because one of my own best friends, especially your best friends, will be the first people that are going to tell you, stop wasting your time. Don't do this. Even your parents that might even give you a hard time, just do it. Because here's the thing, no one is going to pay for your dreams. No one is going to pay to make them a reality. Like you can either, you're like, people are going to say things, either if you take action, if you don't, or if you just decide to stay average. People are always going to say something about you. So why not just do the best of your ability? And because people are always going to talk bad about you, and you can't let the people that are saying bad things about you affect you, because their opinions are not going to pay your bills. Their opinions are not going to support your goals, and they're not going to help you build your business and change your life. Like if you listen to your broke friend is not going to support you because he's broke too. So why are you listening to his advice? What I was listening to, because one of my favorite authors is Robert Kiyosaki, and his Dad Rich Dad Poor Dad. He had a friend who was going to make an investment with him, but then he backed out last minute because his neighbor told him that it was a bad idea and that he was going to lose his money. So he backed out, and he lost a lot of money he could have potentially gained. So, and that's a great example of listening to what other people are saying, because you don't listen to someone that does not have what you want. And I want cars, financial freedom, money. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, I want money, because a lot of people, they have like their issues come from money. A lot of people have financial problems, so why not have an abundance of it and take care of like any financial problems? And like, I'm not saying money's the cure for everything, not the cure for happiness, but it will solve a lot of like problems such as health, such as market crashes, etc. Like you know, like follow your dreams and don't ever give up, because the road is going to be hard, but when you do it, you can be happy and you're going to love yourself for doing it. Because if I did not make the switch to where I'm at today, I would have probably still been just working at a job and been very unhappy, and not been right now being interviewed by Joy, which I had the honor of. Joy, thank you so much. So yeah, guys,
You're
just
welcome.
keep
Thank you.
striving. Yeah, no, thank you. So yeah, keep striving, keep pushing, because it's always going to be tough, but you have to decide what's going to be more tough, is to get rich and be financially free, or to struggle for the rest of your life. So you have to choose what kind of hard you want. And then that's what I would give.
That's really great advice. And yes, I don't even have to add to that. That's amazing advice. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having this interview with me. I really appreciate your time. Like I said, I've learned a few things about Instagram, that's for sure. And yeah, so we will probably catch up. I mean, we're buddies on Facebook, so we'll definitely catch up.
And then also help you build your Instagram as well.
Yeah, no, I think I need that. Oh, my platform is Facebook, like every other second entrepreneur, and obviously I do YouTube as well. So Instagram is something that I'm lacking on. So yeah, no, definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that, and have a great day.
All right, thank you, Joy. Bye-bye.
Bye.